Every 4 years, the world comes to a standstill. For 1 month, club rivalries disappear. League titles stop mattering. Champions League trophies are forgotten. Because there is only one prize in football that truly defines a nation: the FIFA World Cup. It's the tournament every player dreams about as a child. The tournament that creates legends. The tournament that can turn a single goal into a piece of history remembered forever. And yet, despite nearly a century of World Cup football, only 8 nations have ever won it. Just 8. Think about that. Hundreds of countries have competed. Thousands of elite players have stepped onto the biggest stage. Some of the greatest teams ever assembled have chased the trophy, and most of them failed, not because they lacked talent, not because they lacked ambition, but because the World Cup is different. It's cruel. It's unpredictable, and sometimes football's greatest stories end in heartbreak. Today we're looking at 4 football giants that never managed to lift the World Cup. Nations that produced legends. Nations that inspired generations. Nations that came agonizingly close. And when you understand why they failed, you'll understand why winning a World Cup is the hardest achievement in football. Let's begin. For nearly a decade, Belgium looked like football's next great champion. If you built the perfect national team in a video game, it would probably look something like Belgium between 2012 and 2022. They had talent everywhere. In goal stood Thibaut Courtois. In midfield, they had Kevin De Bruyne. On the wings was Eden Hazard. Up front stood Romelu Lukaku. For years, Belgium sat at the top of the FIFA rankings. Number 1 in the world? This generation wasn't supposed to compete. It was supposed to win. The peak came at the 2018 World Cup. They defeated the 5-time world champions Brazil. The dream was alive. Standing in their path was France. A corner kick. Samuel Umtiti rises highest. Goal. France lead. The equalizer never comes. The golden generation was over. No final, no trophy. Some countries spent decades searching for one iconic footballer. Portugal somehow produced 3. First came Eusebio, then Luis Figo, then Cristiano Ronaldo. 3 legends, 3 generations, 1 nation, 0 World Cup finals. Eusebio led them to 3rd in 1966. Figo's golden era came and went. Then arrived Cristiano Ronaldo, a player whose career almost sounds fictional. Portugal won the European Championship in 2016, but the World Cup remained different. The deepest Ronaldo ever went was a semi-final in 2006. Portugal often had brilliance. What they didn't always have was the complete package. Now we arrive at what many football historians consider the greatest tragedy in World Cup history: Hungary. In the early 1950s, they were unstoppable, led by Ferenc Puskás. They weren't simply winning matches, they were changing football itself. By the time the 1954 World Cup arrived, Hungary were overwhelming favorites. The final? Hungary versus West Germany. The Hungarians raced into a 2-0 lead. Then everything changed. Germany fought back. 3-2. The final whistle blew. Football history remembers the miracle of Bern. For Hungary, it became a wound that never fully healed. Hungary failed despite being the best team on earth. If Hungary represents football's greatest tragedy, the Netherlands represents football's greatest curse. They lost 3 World Cup finals. The story begins in 1974 with total football. The architect was Johan Cruyff. The Dutch dazzled the world but lost the final to West Germany. 4 years later, another final, another heartbreak against Argentina. 32 years later, South Africa. Spain versus the Netherlands. Andrés Iniesta scores in the 116th minute. The Dutch gave football some of its greatest ideas, yet the one thing they never gave themselves was a World Cup title. So what do Belgium, Portugal, Hungary and the Netherlands all have in common? They had the players, they had the talent, they had the opportunities, and yet football found a way to deny them. Because the World Cup isn't simply a test of ability, it's a test of timing, of mentality, of composure under pressure. As we watch the 2026 World Cup unfold, the question remains, will one of football's great nearly men finally change history? Let me know in the comments which nation deserves it most. Thanks for watching.